Peace, love, and light collective. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cusp of Roses Tarot for this full moon in Scorpio chakra reading. Thank you so much for your patience. I know the full moon was at its height yesterday over here where I am at in the western. Am I the west? Are we in the western? Yeah, the western hemisphere. I almost forgot where I was. Thank you so much for all of your likes, all of your shares, all your comments, all of your subscriptions. To all those who are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscription button, okay? Hit the bell so you're notified when I do upload videos. I am doing daily readings. I do zodiac cusp readings, obviously, cusp of roses. And I also do these full moon, new moon chakra readings, okay? So this reading is going to tap into the collective chakra zones and the collective chakra fields to see where the moon is kind of hitting us most, and what we can do to kind of embrace that change or embrace that energy, to help transmute it into something for the greater good of all. Okay, so that's the intention here with these readings. So again, thank you so much for tuning in and all of your support and all of your kind words. You guys are amazing. I'll talk a little bit more about this Scorpio moon energy and what's been going on just based off what I've been going through and just what I'm sensing more in the collective. But we will, as always, start this reading out with a quick prayer, okay? This is going to be an opportunity for you to ground your energy, for me to ground my energy, for us to be grounded together, okay? So we can pull in the most important messages that we need to know regarding this full moon energy, and then you can receive those messages in the way you need to for your own personal journey and whatever you got going on, okay? So I will say this probably in every video. Please always keep in mind that tarot is a tool used to help you connect with your higher self, okay? It's used in order for you to best discern what's for you and what's not for you, okay? Following your intuition, building that intuitive muscle, okay? So if something I say doesn't resonate with you, it's more than likely not for you, and that's okay. There may be something else I say that's for you. Pick and choose as you please, okay? Leave anything that's not for you. Leave it, okay? Don't let it occupy space in your mind. Let it be there for someone else to pick up on, okay? Remember that time is fluid, okay? And energy is fluid. Time is also can be considered an illusion, right? Clock doesn't matter. The calendar doesn't necessarily matter. Yet things still kind of move at its own pace and in its own timing, okay? So we respect that here on this channel, meaning that if I bring a video that's a little later than the moon, or, a little later in the season or the beginning of a new season, according to the calendar, trust and believe that the energy I'm picking up is what the divine is wanting me to do, okay? Or I'm giving that video or doing that reading when it's time, okay? I trust my guides. I trust the divine. They lead me to do these videos in perfect and divine timing, so I go with the flow. And I suggest you do too. If this video is finding you, especially with the full moon energy, it's a lot of intense emotional energy, okay? So for signs that are not used to dealing with their emotions, or people who don't have a lot of water in their charts, this is going to be a very, very, very difficult time, okay? Even if you do have a lot of water in your chart, you're still going to be feeling it. You may be able to fare a little bit better just because you might be used to being in that type of intensity, okay? So be gentle with yourself. Take care of yourself, okay? Try your very best to stay and remain in good spirits. Feel what you got to feel, whether it be anger, resentment, sadness, grief, any of that. Anything that comes up, feel it to its extent. But trust and do your very best to try to retransmute that into something positive, okay? It's all in the collective energy. We're all being called to do that type of shadow work right now. So just embrace it and know and trust that you're not alone in doing that work, okay? We're all there with you. So I am sending you so much love, so much light, so much strength and courage to get through this turmoil, get through these emotional waves that are happening, to really allow yourself and your soul to grieve in and feel all that needs to be felt in order to move forward into the new, okay? So I feel like that's really what's coming. We'll get a little bit more into that after we pray. So if you have any affirmations, mantras, meditations, prayers that you like to quickly do to connect with your higher self, your divine source, or your divine spiritual team, okay? Please do so as I pray, okay? Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, Ascended Masters of Light, my own Divine Ancestral Council, and all Archangels, thank you so much for being here with me in this moment in time and with the collective in this moment in time for this reading on the full moon energy in Scorpio. Thank you for letting us know all that we need to know about this full moon energy, how it can best serve us and serve our highest good and the highest good of all those connected to us. We thank you so much for lifting us up in courage, covering us in your love, light, and mercy every single day, and allowing us the strength and the insight and the foresight to face whatever twists and turns may come with gratitude, with joy, with compassion, with understanding. We are so grateful, ancestors, that you walk with us in this lifetime and beyond, and that you speak to us and guide us to our destined path through signs and synchronicities. We love you for that. We're so grateful, and we honor you in this lifetime, and we're thankful that you honor us on the other side and give us that love. Thank you, Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, and Holy Spirit, and all of my divine guidance for allowing me to be a clear channel and vessel to bring forth these messages to the collective for the overall growth, personal development, healing, ascension of the collective. May all the messages resonate with accuracy and light and love and truth and in wisdom. We're so thankful for this time to connect, and we're so grateful that you are always with us, and so it is. Alrighty, y'all. So, this full moon in Scorpio hasn't disappointed, okay? It is truly a full moon in Scorpio. It's a lot of emotional energy. It's a lot of sacral energy, okay? A lot of creative energy coming through. It's really, really, really what I'm getting in the sense, and what I have been getting, is the more these full moons kind of go on, I think this is the last super moon of the year, but as these moons keep going on, because we're pulling up into retrograde season, this is really going to shift us and move us and shake up everything that still needs to be shaken, everything we've been avoiding feeling, doing, taking action on, making sense of, reconciling, finding peace on. All of that is coming up for us to re-examine, to look at, to face, and to embrace and to transmute and integrate it into our being so that we're prepared for what's to come, okay? It's heavy. So if you find yourself going through a lot of emotional ups and downs, don't worry. If things are coming up from the past that you just know you healed, you know you did the work, you know you've forgiven, trust and believe that it's coming back up for again to try to make sure you see it all for what it is. Make sure you're truly in the awareness of all that you've been through, because I feel like what's coming in for a lot of us is going to require us to use those golden nuggets, right? To use those lessons that we've learned, and to apply them. And that's a whole nother ball game, right? Like one ball game is learning the lesson, and then now you've learned it, you've gotten it, now it's time to apply it. And I think that that's what we're being prepped for, especially with these retrogrades. So hang in there, okay? Really, truly hang in there. Do not give up on yourself. Don't give up on your own spiritual journey, okay? Know that any emotions that are coming back up, if you are reliving something from the past, if you're still feeling grief about some wrongdoing or something that didn't go right or something that hurt you very deeply, just trust and believe that you're just getting those last bits of healing out, in order to embrace this newness, okay? So go with the flow, trust yourself, do not give up, okay? Do not give up. And I know, I mean, even just, I'll say, like, I even tried to record this video before, and it was beautiful, and it ended up being like a way more of a personal reading, so I kept it off YouTube, obviously, but I went and took a spiritual bath, which completely just settled all this energy for me. So if you are still feeling unsettled, you're still feeling shaky, you're still feeling like you're losing a bit of grip or grasp on what's happening or all these changes and all this energy, find 20 minutes, soak yourself in a bath, get some bath salts, get some oils, put some candles around, get your favorite stones. Whatever represents healing for you, bring it into that space. And I would also suggest like finding like a 20 to 25 minute meditation to either play, whether it's just frequencies and sounds or an actual guided meditation to do in the tub. That has helped me out tremendously. Like never, ever, ever underestimate the power of a spiritual bath. Okay. So do the best that you can. It's like needing to step up that maintenance, needing to step up that sense of, okay, if you're feeling that, okay, let's face it. I know and I trust me, it's hard. It is difficult, especially with all the chaos happening in this world currently. It can be very, very, very difficult and challenging to find a sense of peace. But that's the work, you know what I mean? That's the goal. That's the effort that we got to put in to do what we can to maintenance not only ourselves, but all those that we're connected to, okay? Yeah, so from what I was feeling, like it's a lot of heart chakra energy, a lot of sacral chakra energy, which Scorpio does rule the sacral chakra. It's our second chakra. If you're interested in learning more about the chakras or just getting kind of like a brief overview, check the description box below. Okay, I've put some information about the 7 main that govern the human form. Okay, there are over 100 that we are connected to spiritually and physically. But there's 7 that kind of run down the spine of the human body, and that's what we're focusing on here, okay? To better help us ground and align with the 3D world, right? So it's that bridge between spirit and earth that we're looking at. So a lot of sacral chakra, so a lot of transformation happening, okay? Scorpios, again, you know, if you are a Scorpio or have heavy Scorpio in your chart like I do, you are no stranger to this intensity. This is kind of like the realm that you live in constantly, right? And if you're not, trust and believe that it's going to get better, okay? This isn't going to last forever. It's temporary, but it's important to not run from it, okay? It's important to just feel it. So if you're not used to feeling your emotions or crying and purging, this is the time to really get comfortable with that, okay? Because with these retrogrades coming up, you're going to have to be balanced. You're going to have to be sane. You're going to have to be in tune, okay? So let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Thank you so much, Spirit. What does the collective need to know? Where's the collective energy for this full moon in Scorpio? Yep, there we go. Heart chakra, wisdom. Exactly. So, like I was saying earlier, those lessons that we've learned, that's a whole ball game. It almost feels like, okay, that game is over. Now we're about to start round 2. Now it's how do we apply what we've learned? How do we apply the wisdom, right? Because knowledge is power, but then when you apply it, that's when it becomes wisdom. So that's being called into question, okay? Or at least being elevated. Where else is this full moon energy? More heart chakra, growth. Exactly. I feel like this came out in the new moon. I don't know. Guys, check out that playlist and let me know, okay? I'll probably check it out after, but growth, absolutely. So it's again, like I said, the lessons that we've learned, that ball game is over. Okay, completed. Now we're moving into wisdom. We're moving into growth. Now that's what's going to be happening. Definitely with this full moon in Scorpio, it's almost kind of like that test of transformation, of transmuting, of emotional space. Like, we can all put on a mask and say, I'm totally fine, this is all good, you know, blah, blah, blah. But really what's happening underneath, that's where that Scorpio energy lies. It's all about what's underneath the surface. Never taking anything for surface value or face value. Do you understand? It's all about what lies underneath. What's the intention? What's the emotional foundation? What's the backdrop to what's happening? And I think that's being lifted, or that veil is being lifted for a lot. And you know, we're starting to see, oh, I did not heal that as much as I thought I did. Or, you know, I still have yet to make peace with that situation or this happening or that occurrence. And a lot of this energy, guys, So for those, because I feel like there's a part of the collective where maybe in your waking life now, in this lifetime, you haven't had much ordeal or much really dismay, but you're feeling that intensity. That's coming from your previous lifetimes. I definitely feel like there's this ceiling across lifetimes for those that have been doing that work, for those that have been tapping in, even for those that haven't. That's what's coming up, those past life energies, right? Where that pain has still been under there and lying dormant, and now the Scorpio full moon is like, hello, here it is, this is why you're feeling this way, right? And if you can find that courage and find that strength to face it right there in that moment when it's coming up, allow it to be, accept it, integrate it, then you're gonna experience this expansion in your heart chakra, this wisdom and this growth, right? This is definitely not an easy journey by any means, okay? It's truly actually, almost borderline torturous, right? It's borderline torturous, but once you kind of start, you can't really go back. And I don't think anyone really truly would want to go back, right? Like, let's just keep taking one step forward. Let's keep growing, right? Let's keep gaining that wisdom. Let's keep operating out of wisdom, right? It's almost like, okay, like, one of my favorite readers, Saltwater Heals Tarot, Missy. Okay, check her out at XI Missy, XI_Missy_XI, I believe, on Instagram. She's also here on YouTube at Saltwater Heals Tarot. She's been using this analogy for some time now, and I think it's coming to that it's coming out now, and they're dropping it in me, where it's like, when you touch the fire, you're growing, you touch the stove and they say, no, that's hot, but you keep touching it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost that lesson. Like, that's not right? It's good, but are you still touching it, or are you letting it go? Are you learning those lessons? So definitely check her out. She's listed in my channels, on my channel tab, on the channels tab on my homepage, okay? So check her out. She's really, really great. She goes live daily on Instagram. Really, really awesome readings, very powerful. So if you're, in that mode and you're in those lessons, definitely check her out, because she's been picking up on some really good stuff. So that's coming through. It's like, okay, now that you know that's, danger, now that you know where the danger lies, now that you're fully aware, now that third eye is open, how do we now act in wisdom? How do we now initiate this growth process, okay? What's any other energies? Yeah, thank you so much. Yep. Beautiful. Root chakra, soulmate. Soulmate. Pulling in with soul tribe. Okay? So this feels like an unveiling, a shifting, a change, right? An awareness. That's many of your people are coming into soul tribe. Who really aligns, who really resonates, who really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, again, putting on that sense of connectivity, right? It's this sense of who gets it and who doesn't. And I know that sounds a little crass, because we're all on this journey at different times. We all grow and learn at different times, and we all learn different lessons at different times and different paces and spaces. But this feels like for this journey of wisdom and growth, soulmates are coming in. Now, mind you, soulmates aren't always romantic. Soulmates can be friends. Soulmates can be family. Soulmates can be co-workers. Some soulmates can be anyone, truly. Okay? Animals. You can find a soulmate in an animal. I kid you not. So that's what's being highlighted. Who's really in tune with all that's happening? Who's moving along this path of wisdom and growth, okay? And I think that's either leading some folks in different directions or reassuring folks that where they are is where they need to be, okay? So that's going to flip on different coins for different folks, okay? Different strokes for different folks. Again, take what resonates with you and leave it, all right? Yeah, it's interesting. This soulmate in the root, it's like, yeah, the roots are actually being shaken up. That's interesting, Spirit. Shaking up the roots. Oh, okay, Spirit, thank you. So for those who have been maybe feeling stuck, or feeling as though they keep going through the same things over and over again, or are desiring some sort of change in their physical environment or their own sense of their physical environment, that's what's kind of waking up. That's what's going online, tapping in. Like you see how this person, their eyes are closed, but their third eye is open. Also, this can be looked at too as the, I want to say it's the Hamsa. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but it's in traditional Indian cultures. It's that inner knowing, that protection, right? That seeking within, that connection to divine. And so it's this person here realizing and recognizing a soulmate in spirit, okay? So that I feel like it's spiritual tribes coming together, which is forcing the physical world to kind of shift and realign and rearrange itself. Yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and check into this. So we got root chakra and heart chakra, okay, for this full moon in Scorpio. I'm going to clarify with the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and then we'll pull some oracle messages. Ooh, Ace of Coins. Nice. Okay, they're telling me not to keep it, but hey, there's that change. There's that new beginning in the 3D. There's those shifts happening, right? But we're going to pull some Work Your Light oracles later on, okay? So let's go ahead and dig in. Let's see what they got to say. Thank you so much, Spirit. Right away. Soulmate, we got the World here. Mastering a lesson. This is that spiritual reward. This is tapping in and being super in tune and aligned in your chakras. And tapping into universal energy, allowing the universe to work through you, and feeling that energy in alignment from a level of growth. Yeah, wow. From a level of growth and wisdom. Might be that. Okay, so for those that are new to tarot, the major arcana ranges from the Fool all the way to the World, the universe right here. So this is the last card in that major arcana, which depicts a spiritual journey, right? So this is, I've learned my lesson, whatever spiritual lesson we've been going through, right? Whatever has been happening, we're learning and we're growing in our wisdom about it and standing in that power. This is absolutely beautiful. This also talks about completions, okay? This also talks about endings. It's fixed energy. So this could, with this being under soulmate, it's again, like you see how her crown is illuminated right here. You see how his hand is illuminating his crown and right on his crown. It's that same energy of now that I'm in full alignment, now that I'm fully aware, now that I'm fully awake to the energy around me. What am I learning from it? What's the wisdom I can pull from it? What am I gaining? Okay. What do I need to release? Also, this is trusting that the universe has your back. It's that fixed full energy of I am one with the all, right? I am one with the one. The one and I are the same. That unity consciousness, that sense of I feel and I'm connected, even spiritually, even if it's not in the physical, right? This is also this, I'm getting heavy lessons. So like I was saying, that ball game where we were learning the lessons, all right, been called, it's done. Those that have learned, okay? We're moving up, we're growing out. We've completed this lesson, and it's almost in this sense of we're not going to have to relearn those lessons anymore, right? We're going to now move on to the next ball game and apply those lessons to learn more lessons. So you see how that just doesn't stop? We'll move right into the full energy right again. But right now, this is completion energy. This is what's coming in with this full moon in Scorpio. Full alignment, full illumination, and it's shaking us up from our core, letting all that still is in that lower register of energy come up to the surface so we can meet it with our higher self, heal it, make peace with it, and integrate it, okay? This is full-blown integration with the World card. Under soulmate, that's absolutely phenomenal, right? So it's like those spirits and souls who are also on this journey of wisdom, also on this journey of growth, right, are starting to see each other clearly if they hadn't before, are starting to feel each other a lot more, because Scorpio is also about that sense, the feel, right, the creation, the energy, the wand type of vibration, okay? On top of that, we got the King of Coins here. This is in our crown chakra energy. So What I love about this, it feels very grounded. It feels very rooted. It feels very mature. Almost like this might be the reward. This might be what the world brings in for the collective, right? This sense of mastery in the physical. This sense of understanding physical time, understanding that material world very, very well, right? The King of Coins is also very generous at heart, very giving, okay? Think about the counterparts, the Queen of Pentacles, mature, happy, giving. The King of Pentacles, the King of Coins is in that same vibration, okay? Their roles are just a little bit different. For this to be coming out as masculine energy, it almost feels like our masculine dynamic has mastered some sort of lesson, has gained some sort of clarity, has gone through some sort of spiritual lesson and awakening and learning, and is now standing in this King of Pentacles energy, which is masculine energy being very action oriented, right? Very going after taking those steps, as opposed to feminine energy being receptive, right? This is now a motivation, I feel, where more people in the collective are going to start feeling more confident in what they were here to do. It's almost like this spiritual lesson, this alignment with the universe that comes in, grounds in these soulmate vibrations, these soulmate energies, and elevates that masculine energy within us all and within the collective in confidence and trusting that what we were here to do, what we're going through, this journey of wisdom, this journey of growth, right? What we're going through is intentional for us to build this earthly realm for the better, right? And that's what I'm getting. So it feels like spiritual energies are starting to come together. Those that resonate are starting to kind of match up with each other. That feels really, really good. Really, really good. And it's almost like this energy too, where for those that are resonating in this King of Coins energy, so this is Earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, okay? If that kind of matters. This is also the fixed signs, which I believe is Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius, okay? I think. Is Aquarius fixed? I think so. Let me know if I'm wrong about that in the comments, but be nice about it, okay? Be nice. This feels almost like there might be some masculines in the dynamic, right? Again, this could be your own inner masculine or an actual person who identifies or embodies that divine masculine or just masculine energy, that they're coming into the awareness that they truly aren't alone, right? That they are actually, in fact, connected to the universe energetically, spiritually, that there is more beyond this earthly realm. And that can be a bit of a challenge for a King of Coins because they're so grounded in the earthly realm. They're so grounded in the 3D and the material world that the challenge for the King of Coins is to believe and trust and connect with that spiritual sense, right? As opposed to like a King of Wands, right? Who is very tapped into spirit. That's their leading skill. That's what they've mastered. They trust their gut. They know the energy. They move with the energy, right? It may not mean that they're very solid in the physical as far as material, but they know that energy. They know a good, and they know, you see what I'm saying? It's that. So that's a little bit of a challenge for a King of Coins to trust in that. But this feels like with the world next to it, that trust is being solidified. That grounding is being solidified. That understanding and that knowing is being solidified. So congratulations to all the masculine energy out there, right? Especially the masculine energy within ourselves for going through those lessons, mastering what needed to be mastered as far as, you know, whatever was disproportionate in that energy, and coming out in this King of Coins, grounded. That's all I'm getting. Very grounded in that crown chakra, very sure, very confident. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. What's the overall for soulmate? Thank you so much, Spirit. Ooh. Okay, look at that. 3 of Cups. This is celebration. This is joy, right? This is rewards as well. This is also really like emotional abundance, okay? The 3 of Cups could also talk about multiple connections, okay? So this could have been the lesson for the masculine energy on how to discern between different types of connections, different types of relationships, different types of energies. Again, like I said, the King of Coins is very grounded in material, great in that material sense, but sometimes they don't trust their intuition, right? They're not the King of Wands in that way. So it's a little bit of a struggle, but I think that's what's being conquered, right? So it's some sort of revelation and some lesson around having multiple connections, or what each connection, the purpose, right? What serves. Where does everyone lie? And again, it's that discernment through the third eye. It's the discernment in spirit, trusting what the universe is giving you, right? Trusting what the universe is giving. And aligning, organizing, connecting. This is the solar plexus, okay? Allowing that understanding to root down in there and how we act, right? What energy we put towards these connections. What happens, what doesn't happen, okay? So this feels like there's also going to be, that's for some of the collective. For another part of the collective, these are your soulmates coming in, right? These are your soul tribe members coming in to connect, because they're also going through this wisdom and growth journey. They're also on that. So they're coming in, possibly offering, right? Or you're now in this soulmate vibration with this mastered lesson, standing in that King of Coins vibration, ready to offer yourself, offer some sort of emotion, offer some sort of connection with soulmates that are either around you or coming in, right? So keep that in mind, but I do love that it's an abundance nonetheless. It's either the abundance of awareness that there are some, sometimes a Three of Cups can be looked at as like a third party situation. But this feels more or less like soul tribe coming in and soulmates coming in. And the realization of that masculine energy of, okay, how to best categorize what's actually going on in their relationships or in their connections or around them, right? Again, that alignment. Who's actually in alignment and who's not. So this could also be like a choice. This could also be, some of us might be coming up to options, right? Some of us may be coming up and being faced with, okay, what path are we choosing to take? Now that we have mastered this lesson, now that we are grounded in this King of Coins vibration, which cup do we choose? Do we want them all? Do we only want one? Do we want none of them, right? And it's all in the name of, who is my soulmate? Who is a part of this journey? Who gets it? Who's alignment? Who's on that path? Who's taking those steps, right? So that's super, super important, okay? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's go ahead and look into wisdom. Thank you so much, Spirit. What do we need to know about wisdom in our heart chakra? Ooh, yeah, Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords, this is a new idea, a new start, a new mindset, a new beginning. Pages for me are new. It's new learning. It's almost like if you think back to like medieval times, right? The page is the child that has the capability, has the skills, but still needs to sharpen them, still needs to learn them, or is learning them, right? Is a student. So pages can be students. Pages can also be messengers. Okay, so this could be you, whoever's watching, learning new ways to communicate wisdom, learning new ways to communicate the growth that has been happening in your heart chakra. This also, they're pulling me to this sword, and it being in the heart chakra, this feels like a lot of mental energy. So this could be you reforming thoughts from your mind that feed your heart chakra, from a space of wisdom, right? From a space of truth and from a space of wisdom, from a space of, I've been through some things, I've learned some lessons, and this is how I'm moving now. This is how I'm operating now. This also feels like a release energy, almost as if you're cutting away maybe those older parts of yourself, those parts that no longer serve this new wisdom that you've learned, and you're standing in that truth and you're embodying that openness. Because pages are also open as far as, because they're learning, right? It's that openness to entertain your truth, right? That openness to walk and stand in your truth. That openness to reform and reimagine, and to even maybe be open and accepting new truths, right? So as so long as those truths align with your heart's wisdom, okay? With what feels right for you in your heart, okay? Very, very important there. It feels, I love that heart chakra came out under the heart chakra. That's very alarming. So for those that are new to the channel, I do have some chakra healing meditations. I have a lot of different meditation playlists in my playlist tab. I have some heart chakra meditations that I'm going to be actually updating and adding to. So definitely make sure you're tapping in with your root chakra and your heart chakra. Those are super important for this full moon. But definitely get into some crown, get into some solar energy. Make sure you're doing like a total chakra cleanse as well. It's going to be helpful to keep you aligned with that universal energy, okay? But let's see what else we got. What else do we need to know about wisdom? Ooh, the moon. Interesting. Interesting. Uh-oh. So this is throat chakra energy. Yeah, throat chakra energy. Is this throat chakra or third eye? Let me see. Does that look the same? Okay, yeah. Throat chakra energy here with the moon, okay? What I particularly love about this moon card in this Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck is it depicts the balance between that light wolf and that dark wolf, right? So the light and the shadow just perfectly in the meaning of both of the dark and the light have illuminated crowns. So this kind of dispels that sense of, oh, there's no light within the dark, and then, oh, everything light has no darkness. This is breaking that down. This is the full moon in Scorpio coming in to say, and helping your two wolves within you meet. Do you see how this one is kind of turned looking at them this way? This one's turned looking at them that way. It's the meeting of those wolves, the balancing, the integration, integrating that truth, being able to articulate, okay, this is really where my shadow lies. This is what I see in my shadow. This is the light within my shadow. Okay. And then also being able to look at the light and saying, okay, there's a little shadow in that light. Having that balance, right? Because we can't all be dark. We can't all be light. That's not even the goal. It's not even healthy, right? There needs to be a balance between both. There needs to be an acknowledgement of both as well. And I think that a lot of you guys in the collective, a lot of us are coming into the confidence to say, this is my wisdom. This is my moon dynamic, right? This is my shadow and my light. And I'm sticking with that, and I'm growing from that, and I'm learning, right? Again, like I said, pages are all about learning for me as a reader. Student energy. I'm learning how to act in my truth and align my mind with that action and that truth, okay? So again, this is that hidden shadow, right? Like I said, some things being shaken up within us, things that might have been dormant. It's that hidden shadow meeting the light. And also that opportunity to analyze the light that we have been exhibiting, the light that we have been cultivating, and making sure that we're aware of the shadow within that. Okay, so this is full on awareness. The moon for me has been really pulling out as like awareness, right? Awareness of the emotion, awareness of what lies beneath. Like we said, Scorpio is not about surface. Scorpio does not care about what mask you present. They care about what's underneath. Okay, what's the underlying truth? You can keep saying one thing, but what is it really, right? Especially if a Scorpio's spidey senses are tingling, which I feel like this Scorpio full moon has everyone's spidey spidey senses kind of like tingling, you know what I mean? So trust in that, niggle, trust in what you're getting, but be able to meet that unsurety, be able to meet that underlying energy with this Princess of Swords energy coming from your heart chakra, sharing your truth, sharing the light, right? Like standing in, okay, this is what it is. This is what I feel in my heart. Okay. And then willing to form new thoughts based on the revelations and the wisdom that's coming in. Okay. So that's super, super important. Thank you so much, Spirit. What is the overall for wisdom for the collective? What? Get out, y'all. The sun. I don't even know. You got the sun, the moon, and the universe. If that's not alignment, I don't even really know what else to say to you. I almost want to like end the reading right there. There's nothing more that needs to be said. It's illuminating. Like I just said, illumination, right? This sun card I absolutely love because it's always a question for me in my mind. Like, is she releasing the sun or is she receiving the sun? Is she giving the sun to the sky or is the sun coming down to her? That's going to be different for all of you, okay? Are you providing the illumination or are things being illuminated to you? That's going to be different, but the sun is the most positive card in the deck and it aspects everything on the board positively. So again, even if this like 3 of Cups over here was, let's say, like, you know, multiple people, whatever the case may be, all of that, it's being illuminated. It's all happened to align people with their true blue soulmates, their true blue connections, those true spiritual bonds, right? With this wisdom, it's the wisdom of balancing your light and dark, standing in that truth of this is my shadow, yes, my emotions, my underlying vibe, right? My energy, got it, balance. But this is also my light. I'm both. I'm both the sun and the moon in one. That's my truth. And that's how you operate in wisdom. That is just beautiful. Wow, collective, this is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so good. All right, let's look into growth. Thank you so much, ancestors, for this beautiful spread. Oh, that's too many. All right, so it looks like we're growing a lot in a lot of different areas. Okay, a lot of cards wanting to come out. What does the collective need to know about growth, Spirit? Thank you about this full moon. What do we need to know? Wow, look at that. Temperance. Love it. Root chakra energy, okay? This is third eye energy. I forgot to say. Okay, so again, we got third eye showing up. Root chakra here. Temperance, the angel of balance, the angel of patience, the angel of art, right? The alchemist. That sense of alkalining energies. That's how we grow, right? Finding that homeostasis, finding that equilibrium between the light and the dark, the sun and the moon. Temperance. So this feels like divine assistance as well. Temperance comes out when the divine has a hand in what's going on for me as a reader. And this is what I'm saying. In this growth that we're experiencing, this is all divinely planned and divinely guided. And especially with this being the root chakra and soulmate in the root chakra coming up, it feels like the divine is orchestrating soulmates to come together, to meet, to balance out. Very, very beautiful. And what might be balancing out this 5 of Swords energy, some sort of deception, external factors, interruptions, interference. Okay, with the 5 of Swords, it's this sense of mental conflict, right? It's this sense of not trusting your own thoughts, not trusting yourself to follow your own path, having to consort and you know, collect information from others and letting that information define what you feel rather than standing in what you feel, being open. Okay, that's what you have to say. Okay, cool. But then always coming back to self. For me, this 5 of Swords and the 5 of Swords in general as a reader has been coming out when the mind is considering or taking too much account into what other people are saying, what other energies are trying to enter, as opposed to following self. Right? As opposed to tapping in and tuning in with the universe through your own channel, through your own mind and saying, okay, well, what do I feel? What do I want? What do I think? And I think that that's what we're growing from. That's the balance. That's the temperance. Okay, so-and-so could not believe me. So-and-so thinks this. So-and-so thinks that. I don't have to think that. Right? I don't have to go along with that, but that's that energy of the 5 of Swords when someone's, or multiple people, this could be multiple things, people, careers, employers, you know, the government, whatever, right? Trying to feed other thoughts that contradict your own knowing. That's that 5 of Swords. That's what we're growing from. That's what's coming in. That's what the divine is stepping in and saying, okay, they have to awaken to this sun and moon energy. They have to awaken to their own light dynamic. They have to start trusting in that balance and that wisdom from within as opposed to without. Okay? Because everyone has their wisdom. Everyone's on their own journey. Like I said, you're growing, you're learning your lessons. And, you know, it's one of my favorite sayings that, like, we're all uniquely the same, right? We all have these same lessons, right? Who's our soulmate? Who's our soul tribe? What's the wisdom? Where are we growing? We all have these lessons to face, but we learn them uniquely, right? So it's universal, but it's unique in each of our own expressions, right? That's the whole kind of, for me, that's the whole gambit of the world and why we're all here, to express different facets and different variants of the one consciousness and grow it by going through these lessons, growing our wisdom, learning, and, you know, filling that space within us with knowledge, with growth, with understanding, ascension, right? Ascending our souls here to help the overall ascension and growth of the universe. So that's what the spirit is coming in. All right, let's come in. Temperance angel's like, all right, we're going to balance out these thoughts and emotions, because really, once a thought comes in, the emotion follows, right? So if someone's feeding you thoughts that aren't true and that go against maybe something you feel in your heart, or you know to be true, or you know what I'm saying, that can cause conflict, that can cause turmoil, that can cause pain, that can cause grief, right? So it's understanding that what truly is important is what you think of yourself, right? And how you mentally manage all that you're going through. Other people can look on the outside in and give an opinion, but they're not inside the box with you. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I always say tarot is a tool for you to sharpen your own intuition. So when you're watching these videos, you got to be tuned into your higher self to know, okay, that's for me, that's not for me, this resonates, that resonates, this doesn't resonate. You see what I'm saying? And you have that freedom, and that's that free will to choose. This Five of Swords energy feels like some of us in the collective, many of us have been falling prey to, okay, I'm going to choose someone else's truth over mine, right? I'm going to choose what everyone else thinks is best for me, as opposed to what I know and trust is best for me, or what I feel is best for me. Because if you follow you learn those lessons. So even if it was a mismatch or it was the wrong step, that's where that growth comes in. Yeah. That's that balance. That's where that growth comes in. Okay, I'm in this cup, I'm in that cup. I'm going over here and I'm going over there. All right, I want to try this. That didn't work out. Okay, let's figure this out. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you allow outsiders or external influences to control how you think about something, then you're never really going to learn your lessons, right? You're really going to be learning other people's lessons. So that's a key right there. That's a key right there, okay? What's the overall for growth, spirit, for this full moon in Scorpio, for the collective? What's the overall energy we need to know for growth for this full moon in Scorpio, spirit? Ooh, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, oh, the Ace of Swords, complete and utter truth, clarity, clear communication. All of that I feel is coming in, all that we're learning to do right now. How do we clearly communicate our truth? What feels right for us? How do we stand firm in that? How do we build a foundation on that, right? How do we allow that truth to connect us and root us, right? Root chakra, root us to this earth. Are we connecting and rooting to the earth in truth and in love and in light? Are we connecting and rooting to the earth in this Five of Swords energy? Do you know what I mean? Because it's how we were told to, because someone said this one time that had happened. And you see what I'm saying? It's all of that type of thing. What feels right for you? Using that sense, standing on that truth. Absolutely beautiful. The Ace of Swords. So growth in clarity. Growth in being able to articulate and clearly communicate what we feel, what we think, right? Especially being swords, what we think, being clear in our thoughts. That's what's facilitating this growth, clearing out any of that outside noise so that we truly align with what's true and what's right for us. Okay, super, super awesome. I love that. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's check in with this Work Your Light Oracle, and then we will call it a night. All right, thank you so much, Spirit. What messages do you have for the collective? Yeah, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Exactly. What are you clinging on to? So this is pulling me into this Five of Swords energy. Finding this Ace of Swords within yourself is that challenge. What are you clinging on to? Are you holding other people's truths true for you, or are you holding on to your truth? Do you see what I'm saying? It's that type of tower moment. It's like a tower energy, which is very scorpionic. So it's right on par, okay? Any other messages? So it's important to think about that. What are you clinging on to? Are you holding on to external opinion, or are you clinging to your truth? Yeah, leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. You go first, the universe will catch you, okay? It's that understanding. It's that faith. Like, again, that's beautiful. Like I said, this is kind of like that Fool energy card, right? That 0 in the major arcana. So it's taking that leap of faith to connect, taking that leap of faith to trust in and be grounded in what we know and all of what we've learned in this wisdom, right? Trusting that, yeah, make that first move, right? The universe will catch you. So it's that decision time. It's okay, what do you truly want? Do you want that new beginning? And I think many of the collective are, and they do. Okay, that's what this full moon is. Look at that full moon in the background. It's a new beginning. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Spirit. Any other messages for the collective for the full moon in Scorpio? That's a lot. How about one more, Spirit? One more message to clarify wisdom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? I mean, beautiful card to end on. I cannot make this up, y'all. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? How are you dimming your light? We got, remember, we got the sun, the moon, and the page of swords, right? How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And that's what's important to analyze and to look at, okay? So again, stand in that wisdom, stand in your truth. It's just what it feels like. This Scorpio energy is really giving us an opportunity to transform into who we truly are from the inside out and have that be reflected and mirrored and matched, okay? So I hope you all found this reading very helpful and insightful. Thank you all so much for your patience, all your support, all your likes, all your comments. I truly do appreciate it. Just continue to keep going, one foot in front of the other, okay? Feel what you need to feel, but do not dim your light to fit in, okay? Stand in your truth and trust that you've learned the lessons that you need to learn, okay? And embody and integrate both that shadow and that light. It's super, super important right now, okay? I love you all. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. I will see you on the new moon in Gemini, okay? Namaste.